413 WMAZ Morning starts now.
It is a quiet start to the day as we wait for our cold front that will change things today, and we also have a second front coming for the weekend. I'll have all the details coming up.
The GBI continues to look into a deadly interstate shooting in Bibb County. What the agency says happened as officers responded on I-75 North Wednesday night.
Plus, an amphitheater could soon be bringing sounds of music to the Macon Mall area. What crews started yesterday and how the county plans to fund the project.
We made it to another Friday, so it's time to celebrate the end of the work week and all of your accomplishments. Join us for the party in this half hour.
Well, good Friday morning. You're taking a live look over a beautiful downtown Macon. You can see the sun is getting ready to rise. The time is now 6:31 a.m. on this big Friday, February the 25th. I'm Juan Reese.
And I'm Caitlin Egg. We are celebrating all kinds of things this morning, including not a bad forecast for our weekend, Courtney.
That's right. Yeah, well, we will have some rain on Sunday. Saturday and today are going to look phenomenal. So if you have any plans for them, I know there's a lot going on around town over the next couple of days. It really is going to be a wonderful forecast. Looks like we're on track to have a beautiful sunrise this morning. You're looking live on top of Atrium Health Navicent. 60 degrees overall, another very mild start to the day. I know personally, I have been enjoying temperatures like this for the start of the mornings. 60 in Warner Robins, 57 in Gordon. We're at 63 in Thomaston, 62 in Unadilla, 58 up in Milledgeville, and in Sandersville for the start of your morning. We do have some places starting to pick up a light breeze. Notice for the most part, we're looking fairly calm when it comes to the wind. I show this because it's going to change through the day today. We are going to be breezy as our front finally starts to push through the area after lingering really in pretty much this spot for several days. It will offer us a small rain chance as well, mainly as we head into the early afternoon. Temperatures today will head into the mid-70s. You will be warmer if you're south of Macon. So I'm going to time out everything hour by hour and of course have the full details on your weekend forecast. That's in a few minutes.
Thank you, Courtney. The investigation into a deadly shooting on a Bibb County interstate continues as the GBI wants to hear more from witnesses.
It happened Wednesday night on I-75 North between Riverside Drive and Bass Road. The GBI says a state highway assistance driver stopped to check on a car parked on the side of the interstate. When the man inside would not respond, the state driver called law enforcement. Georgia State Patrol and the Bibb Sheriff's Office responded.
The GBI says as officers got closer to the car, they say the man had a gun. He fired several shots inside his car and officers took cover. The GBI says he then got out and pointed his gun at the officers, who then shot and killed him. Coroner Leon Jones says the man was 63-year-old Stephen Finfrock from Florida.
Once the agency completes their investigation, they will turn it over to the DA's office for review.
Across the state, we're continuing to follow the deadly shooting of a 9-year-old boy in southeast Atlanta. We now know who investigators believe pulled the trigger. Wednesday night, police arrived at an apartment around Richmond Circle and found Kimani Mack shot. He died there. Police say there were 5 people inside the apartment when the shooting happened. Investigators believe a 16-year-old shot and killed him. They have not charged anyone quite yet as the investigation continues. The Port of Savannah could see a boost in cargo container capacity. Georgia Ports Authority's executive director calls for an expansion that would grow container space at the port by 58% over the next 3 years. The director says he wants Savannah to have space to handle 9.5 million cargo container units per year by 2025. The port's current capacity is 6 million. About half of the planned growth is already in the works and will be completed this summer. The director says he'll ask the Ports Authority Board next month to approve $200 million to develop a 100-acre tract.
Well, now to the latest on what lawmakers are discussing at the state capitol. A bill that would ban transgender boys and girls from playing on school sports teams matching their gender identity now heads to the House. The Georgia Senate passed it yesterday. The measure would ban people born as males from competing for girls' teams and would ban people born as females from competing for boys' teams. Governor Brian Kemp's plan to buy $1.6 billion worth of state income tax refunds moves forward to the full House for more debate. The House Ways and Means Committee passed it yesterday. The measure promises a $250 rebate for single filers, $375 for single adults who had a household with dependents, and $500 for married couples filing jointly. Payments would only go to people who filed tax returns for both the 2020 and 2021 tax years. Also heading to the House, a redistricting plan for the Georgia Public Service Commission. Yesterday, the state Senate passed a map that would redraw the Service Commission's 5 districts. This would prevent a Democratic challenger from running against a Republican incumbent. Democrat Patty Durand of Gwinnett County filed to challenge Republican District 2 Commissioner Tim Echols in the election this year. She would not be able to run under the new map because it draws Gwinnett County out of Echols' district.
One of Georgia's U.S. senators says he wants to help Georgia's rural health care system, and Senator John Ossoff says a Fort Valley clinic is an example of what's needed. Ossoff spoke yesterday at Care Connect Convenient Care, which serves needy families in Peach County. The CEO of Care Connect Health says they have 42 sites around the state, but Fort Valley is one of the smallest. They've been in town for just 5 years, and the CEO says in the last 2 years, the number of patients has gone up 40 to 50% at the Fort Valley Center. It has 3 waiting rooms, and Ossoff says he wants to help them add 4 more. He's asking the U.S. Senate to approve funding for rural health services across the state like Care Connect. Speaking of health stories, here's a story coming up Monday morning here on 13.
A job loss can end up with us feeling lost.
During the pandemic, millions of people felt the impact of job loss in some way or another. For next week's Mental Health Monday, that's exactly what we're going to be talking about and taking a closer look at. We spoke with mental health experts about how people can get through the challenging time.
Well, leaders in the international city are putting an extra focus on keeping businesses safe. This week, Warner Robins Mayor and Council approved a new retail safety board. The goal is to help identify safety problems and cut down on crime with advice from business owners. Both Mayor and Council will appoint 9 members. They can make recommendations but won't have the power to take action. And Bibb County now a step closer to having a new concert venue. Yesterday, work started around the Macon Mall to build a 10,000-seat amphitheater. In September, Mayor Lester Miller announced it as part of a major overhaul to the mall. The county has not set a cost yet, but they say rent paid by tenants at the mall will pay off revenue bonds that will fund the construction. Next week, the county will host community input sessions where you can tell leaders what you would like to see at the amphitheater. They'll release more details on how you can get involved soon.
This morning, over 150 people are waking up after a night of sleeping outside at the Daybreak Center in Macon. It's all in an effort to stand in solidarity with the homeless. This is the 9th annual Greater Macon Sleep Out. Daybreak provided a soup dinner and put on a movie before volunteers started hopping in their sleeping bags and tents last night. As of 10 p.m., the organization raised $244,000 from the event. That's a new record for them. The time is now 6:37 a.m. and Courtney, thankfully the weather was cooperating with them and it wasn't freezing cold last night.
That's right, because I know some years that event can be very, very cold, which I guess you kind of take the risk of being in February. But yeah, last night, nice and mild, and this morning, waking up to a beautiful sunrise and a really nice morning temperature-wise. You're looking live on top of the Fred Roberts building in Dublin. By the way, that number that they raised, incredible. What a wonderful turnout. You're looking live on top of the Fred Roberts building in Dublin. 55 degrees. This is one of the cooler spots this morning. A lot of us are in the 60s, but you can see that sun starting to come up over the horizon, over a nice low level of cloud cover there. Overall, a beautiful morning. That's going to set us up for a really nice day. We're at 60 in Macon and in Warner Robins, 59 in Cochrane, 57 in Gordon, 62 in Unadilla, 61 in Butler, and 63 in Thomaston. So for the most part, upper 50s and low 60s. Like I said, Dublin is one of the cooler spots, although that will be the opposite through the day today. If you're south of Macon, you are going to be warmer. And that's going to be thanks to the timing of our cold front. Right now you can see all the warm air still taking over the Peach State, but that cold air behind it is starting to filter in to more states this morning. Now I'm sure parts of Tennessee, Mississippi, Alabama, they are going to be glad to see this front go, as it has lingered over those states for several days, bringing pretty much every type of weather between flooding concerns, severe weather threats, also some winter weather. For us, it's just going to offer us maybe a couple of light showers. But here's what I'm talking about when I said places like Dublin will be warmer. That front's going to move through during the late morning into the early afternoon. So that cold air behind the front is going to have the opportunity to spill in if you're north of Macon. Now, if you're south of Macon, places like Dublin, Eastman, Vidalia, you're still going to head close to 80 today. But if you're Macon northward, expect to be in the low to mid 70s. So let's time it out for you, because along this front, you'll notice a few things. One, maybe a few light showers as we head into the late morning and early afternoon. Notice no significant rainfall from this front. Our second front on Sunday will be a little bit of a different story. Now, you're also going to notice the wind start to pick up. We will have wind gusts between 15 to 20 miles per hour through the afternoon today as the physical front rolls through the area. Now, that front will stall to our south, not going to do anything for us other than trap in some moisture for some cloud cover tomorrow. Here comes our second front, quick quickly trailing behind on Sunday. That's going to offer us a rain chance as we head into Sunday afternoon. So for those of you who run your errands on Sunday, you're probably going to want to try to get those done before lunchtime, before the rain rolls in. If not, just have the umbrella with you. As we go through the afternoon hours, again, rain becomes slightly more widespread. For the most part, just light rain. We could have a few periods of more steady rain as we head into Sunday through the day, but overall, Saturday's looking like the better day of the weekend. When it comes to that humidity, you might notice the past couple of days as you've made your way out and about, it's been a little bit on the muggy side, especially with how dry we have been so far this year. Well, that's going to change by this evening. We'll have dew points go back into the 50s and 40s, which is very comfortable. So while it might be a slightly muggy start to the day, that will change as we head into the evening tonight and through at least Saturday. Of course, the moisture all comes back along that front on Sunday. So if you are planning on running the Cantrell Center 5K tomorrow morning, it will be colder, mid-40s, so you're going to definitely need to bundle up for that. But overall, a really nice morning for that race tomorrow. As we head into Sunday again, the rain returns. We'll cool down behind that cold front into the 60s. Very briefly, though, we'll warm back near 70 by Wednesday.